Republican from Texas. What's your reaction there to the news that BP tentatively has agreed to put $20 billion in escrow?
Well, I think it is a good thing that BP is going to take care of the people who have lost income and jobs. But I think my biggest concern, Contessa, is with the president saying that we have limited resources in the fossil fuels, and so we've got to start looking at other avenues for energy. The fact is we have many untapped resources that we could be using to keep the costs down and to do it in an environmentally safe way, and to make sure that our regulations and oversight are in place and not dock and hurt the businesses in our country by raising oil and gas prices in an economic time like this.
I anticipated that you might think that, and you're not alone. In fact, even in your state, you have Congressman John Culberson, a Republican from Texas, calling the Gulf oil spill a statistical anomaly. I guess my question there is, so was Chernobyl. When you're looking at a disaster, it only has to happen once, even if it's a statistical anomaly, for the devastation to be wide-ranging and long-lasting. So how can you push for restarting drilling already when we don't actually know what went wrong?
Well, the deep drilling and the shallow drilling are very different. And the moratorium is going to affect, for instance, just in Texas, 400,000 jobs. And that's shallow drilling where you could go in and you would be able to get to the well to stop it much more easily. Or ANWR, where it's an area the size of the state of South Carolina.
Okay, but why would those shallow drilling jobs be affected? I thought the moratorium only affects deep water drilling.
No, the moratorium is, it's a 6-month moratorium on drilling, and there's been no shallow drilling exemption at this point. So we're looking at jobs. We're getting layoff notices now in many of these jobs. They're going overseas, so we're going to be importing oil at a greater rate, and we're already over 50% on overseas sources.
I just want to be clear on that, because the Interior Department had said last week, and I know there were some questions about whether the moratorium did affect shallow water drilling, and the government agency came out and said that it was for deep water drilling. So what you're telling me is
new permits are not being issued right now, and I think one of the things we're urging the president to do is differentiate clearly, so that where we know that you can get to it if something happens,
Senator,
that we have the ability to keep costs down and keep these jobs in America.
When the president talked about it last night, he didn't give a lot of specifics, but he said it's really time to figure out an energy plan, a comprehensive energy plan for America that makes sure that we have the fuel we need to move forward and to grow, but also protects the environment and gets us off of a reliance on oil. Would you support an overarching plan that coaxes America off its dependence on oil? Being that I know that there's a lot of businesses that make a lot of money off oil in your state.
Oh, absolutely. We should be looking for renewable energy sources in our country. But keep in mind that until we have those sources in enough abundance that we will have affordable energy prices, we've got to have safe drilling for oil and natural gas. That's the only question. We all want to get off fossil fuels.